Hello, everybody. Welcome back today. Today, I am doing Blues Traveler Hook, which honestly, in my opinion, is probably one of the most self-aware, brilliant songs ever written by a group or an artist. If you don't know much about Blues Traveler, if you've never listened to them, I encourage you to check this out. Check out the Mountain Winds again, which I might do a video about that one, and Run Around. But let's just get into this. There's a lot to talk about here, and not a lot of time. Let's go.
It doesn't matter what I say, as long as I sing with inflection that makes you feel like some inner truth of that's reflection. But I'll trade nothing so far.
Okay, so let's get into this first verse. This first verse is very important because this song is very much a commentary on the idea of popular music. Like when he starts off with, it doesn't matter what I say, as long as I sing with inflection that makes you feel that I convey some inner truth of vast reflection. Like he's like, basically it's like, the words here, he even says it in the song, which makes it so brilliant, but he does it so well, which is that he's literally telling you that it doesn't matter what I'm saying right now in this verse right here, as long as I can hit those high notes and go up and down and put enough emotion behind the words, it'll make you feel that I'm telling you something when I'm really not saying anything to you at all. And that goes even deeper into the next verse because the whole point of it is it doesn't matter what I say to you because this is why.
Because the hook brings you back. I ain't telling you no lie. The hook brings you back. On that you can rely.
And as we all know, the hook is basically the chorus of the song. The point that always the catchiest part of the song. There's a song that you know that you probably can't remember most of the words, but you can remember that hook. And the hook, I think, in this song represents a couple of different things. On the surface, it represents the hook in the song. Basically everything else I said up to this point doesn't matter because the hook will loop you into the song. The hook will grab you, and the hook is what you're going to remember. And as long as I have a good hook, the rest of it is irrelevant because you're not even really listening to that anyway. You think I'm saying something I'm not, but I got a catchy hook, so you're going to like this song. And you can always rely on the fact that even if I'm losing you, I can hook you back in because as long as I have that little catchy part or that one note or that catchphrase or that line, it will bring you back in every time and it'll keep you hooked, which kind of plays into the visual of the video of a guy sitting there kind of mindlessly watching the television. He's hooked to the content on the screen, you know what I mean? He's hooked to it, and that's another layer of it. What we're presenting to you may not hold much value, but as long as it's catchy and somewhat entertaining and plays on your baser instincts, you'll be back again.
There is something amiss. I am being insincere. In fact, I don't mean any of this. Still, my confession draws you near to confuse the issue or refer.
And now this verse further illustrates the point, but it lays down also a connected point. And another thing is that the brilliance of the video along with the song is the visual representations they use to coincide with each verse. The first verse was done by beauty pageants, and basically, and it kind of reflects that idea of beauty pageants. Like when they're asking them questions, the questions, like their answer to the questions don't really matter. Sometimes we watch beauty pageants, sometimes their answers are completely asinine and not the brightest, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter because they're attractive and they're beautiful. And the whole point is that they're trying to show who's the most beautiful. So as long as she's the most beautiful, it doesn't really matter what she's talking about as long as she has great presentation. And the same thing with this verse. This verse is being presented through like a politician spouting things to you, and it very much falls in lines with that. When he's like, there is something amiss, I am being insincere, in fact, I don't mean any of this. And that plays into like sometimes music and even like pundits, politicians, where like they speak with such vigor, such emotion, such passion, but they're just saying words to you. Like they don't really mean anything. They're not really sincere in what they're talking about, but they're saying the words to get your attention. And then the line when he says, to confuse it further, familiar heroes from long ago, like I'll just start bringing up like, heroes from history, heroes from media, Superman, what's his name? John Kennedy. I'll start bringing these things up, and these things will affect you in an emotional way that makes you feel like you're connecting to me when you're really not. And then he throws in a seemingly like a nonsense line to illustrate that point when he says, no matter how much Peter loves, like when he throws in Peter Pan, hence bringing up something that's referential and familiar to you because you all know Peter Pan. And then I love this part because he says, no matter how much Peter loved her, what made the pan refuse to grow is. And before we keep going, and that's a very valid, a very interesting point, because that plays into the whole idea is that, like, maybe Peter did love Wendy, but he kept being distracted or drawn back in by his conflict with Captain Hook, which is some play on words, which ties you back also in to the hook.
What you're doing to me, this MTV is not for free. It's so PC, it's killing me. So desperately I'll sing to the other love. Sure, but I'm so raging, hating, pain, and fear itself. And I can't keep these feelings on the shelf. I've tried, well, no doubt I lied. To be frank, it's suicide, but I got too much pride inside your hide or slide. I'll do is I'll decide and let it ride until I've died. And only then shall I abide this ride and catch little tunes. I've hit 3-minute ditties. I wanna bust all your balloons. I wanna burn all of the cities to the ground. I found now will not mess around unless I play. And hey, I will go on all day. Hear what I say, I'm prepared to pray. That's really all this was. When I'm feeling stuck in need of luck, I don't rely on luck because
Okay, now like this bridge verse right here, I think is very interesting because I'm not gonna get into the whole thing. We'd be here all day, but essentially that's like this bridge verse is him sort of like rebelling against the formula that has been laid out in the previous two verses, wanting to break free of it. Like even if it cost him, even if it's financial suicide, I'd rather abide by my own rules or do what I know is right versus doing what I know is popular, so to speak. And it very much touches on that idea. Again, We could break down all those lyrics, but there's a lot going on there, and I don't have time to do all that. But you get the general idea of it. But let's keep going. Song's almost over. All right, and that was The Hook by Blues Traveler. I gotta say, one of my favorite songs. I really enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. If you're a Blues Traveler fan, you agree, disagree, think there's anything that I missed, and it's your first time listening to Blues Traveler, I encourage you to go check the song out on your own without my commentary. But let me know what you think. If you have any other things you want me to check out, let me know also in the comments. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my previous long-lasting subscribers. I'm glad you all have been here with me. I'm thankful for all of your support and everything that you do when you're watching the videos and liking the videos and sharing your thoughts and suggestions. It really does mean a lot to me. And until next time, I'll talk to you later, alright? Peace.